It's no surprise to drivers around the country, auto insurance premiums are on the rise. Many drivers are facing double digit increases, and as inflation slows down, many drivers wonder why their rates have increased. Well, today I have David A. Sampson, President and CEO of the Property Casualty Insurance Association. Good morning, David. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good morning to you.
Well, thank you again. So, David, what are the main reasons auto insurance premiums are rising?
Well, there are a number of factors we can discuss, but the dominant factor is uh, 4 decade high record inflation. And that's something that your viewers see in real time every week when they go to the grocery store or when they go to the gas station to fill up their car. Insurance is not insulated from that same record high inflation. So it is the cost of repairing automobiles that are involved in accidents has risen dramatically over the last 5 years, much higher, in fact, than the overall rate of inflation as measured by the Consumer Price Index. So, for example, the cost of auto repair labor has increased 20%. The cost of auto parts have increased 40%. And as people are buying newer cars that are more technologically intense, the cost of those cars have increased about 38 to 40%. You know, some people have said we're no longer driving cars, we're actually driving computers that happen to have wheels on them. And there's a lot of truth to that. And all of that impacts the cost of cars, it impacts the cost of insurance to insure those cars.
Now, what can consumers do that will help lower their insurance premiums?
Well, consumers can empower themselves by doing several things. First and foremost, shop around. Insurance is a highly competitive business, especially auto insurance. Your viewers, every time they watch a sporting event or they watch news, they're going to see how many insurance companies are on the air with advertisements competing for your business. So shop around first and foremost. Secondly, talk to your local independent insurance agent about things that you can do to decrease your premiums. Things like bundling your auto insurance policy with your homeowner's insurance policy or your boat or motorcycle policy. Uh, uh, Talk to your independent insurance agent about increasing your deductible. Sure, you'll pay a higher cost if you're in an accident with a higher deductible, but you're going to reduce your monthly premiums. Ask your independent insurance agent about what other discounts you're eligible for. Things like good grade discounts. That's especially meaningful if you've got teenagers at home and can reduce your monthly premiums. Ask your agent to refer you to companies that offer telematics programs that measure your driving in real time. And if you're a safe driver, if you're not one of those drivers that floors the accelerator as soon as the light turns green and hard brakes and goes fast around curves, then you're going to be eligible for discounts. And if you're one of those people that you're just not using your car as much as you used to, maybe because you're older, or maybe you're still working remotely a big part of the week, and you only use your cars to go out for dinner or to go shopping on the weekends, ask your agent to refer you to companies that offer pay per mile or pay to drive programs that only charges you for the miles that you're actually driving. Those are all things that consumers can do to reduce their monthly premiums.
With inflation declining, will premiums decline as well?
Well, I think what we can hope for is that premiums will stabilize at a lower level uh, environment. So that 9% inflation that we were experiencing year over year 2 years ago, that's baked into the economy going forward. And that's why, and inflation rates are still increasing between 3 and 4% a month. So prices are still increasing. They're just increasing at a bit of a slower rate. And I think that's why you saw the Federal Reserve's Open Market Committee yesterday not lower interest rates. They know that inflation is still not that battle is still not won, and they're keeping rates higher for longer. So I think that we can hope what we can hope for is stabilizing insurance rates. But that 9% that we've experienced the last 2 years is baked into every aspect of the economy going forward.
So, why are auto insurance claim costs rising so much?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, it's a number of factors, and it's the cost of new cars as people, there's been a lot of pent-up demand during the pandemic where people couldn't buy new cars. There's a great pent-up demand. New car sales have achieved records the last couple of years. Well, those new cars are much more expensive than the cars that are being traded in because they have many more safety features. They've got more technology embedded in it. Think about things as simple as bumpers, windshields, and side view mirrors. Those used to be easy to replace. Now they all have sensors and cameras in them, and it just costs a lot more to insure vehicles like that. Accident frequency and severity have returned with a vengeance since COVID restrictions ended. All of those factors go into the rate making process for auto insurance.
Wow, a lot of technology in the cars, a lot. So, here we go. David, I haven't had a claim or a ticket. Why are my premiums rising?
Well, it's not just about you, and be assured that if you had a number of moving vehicle violations or accidents, that your premiums would be going up even faster. But all of none of us are insulated from the overall inflationary impact that we've experienced in the economy for a couple of years. Public policy matters. There's been a flood of money injected into the economy during the COVID pandemic, and that's had a tremendous inflationary impact that has touched everyone. You see it every time you go to the grocery store or you go to fill up your car with gas. Energy prices are rising once again. So none of us are insulated from inflation. And I think part of the reason that it's hitting us uh, in the face, as it were, is because we haven't experienced anything like this since the 1970s. And so it's just not in our experience. And it's why the Federal Reserve, is so committed to reducing the rate of inflation because it, in essence, is a tax on every person in the country.
Now, where can my audience go for more information?
Sure, if you want to dig deeper into the causes of these increases and what you can do about it, go to apci.org slash cost drivers. That's apci.org slash cost drivers.
I've been speaking with David Sampson. He's the president and CEO of the American Property Casualty Insurance Association. Association. Thank you so much for joining us on Morning Blend. And you're right, the cost of cars and everything else because the technology. I didn't think about the side mirrors with the cameras in it and all the other lights in it. That's interesting.
Thank you.
Thank you.